All right, so we are still talking with Johnny Loreti. We're talking a little bit about how anybody can obtain the body of their dreams, especially with the Tri-Jake method and with Johnny by their side. But Johnny, leading into the next thing I want to talk about is, if someone were to come to you and say, hey, you know, I want those big bulging biceps, I want the six-pack abs, I want that bodybuilder, that bodybuilder body. What do you recommend that person do on a weekly basis?
Well, I think the first thing I would say to them is, what are you willing to commit to this?
That's a good question. Good place to start.
And then from there, we develop a plan together, because I can guarantee you results. I can guarantee that we're going to improve the way that you look, and the degree of which that improvement is going to be is determined by how much you're willing to put into it. Mm-hmm. That being said, I always suggest, at the bare minimum, we're going to do at least 3 days of strength training. We have to get into the gym, do some heavy strength training at least 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we develop into a 4-day program, a 5-day program that involves weight training and also we'll integrate some cardio as well if they would like to trim down some fat at the same time while we're working on building those muscles and talking about muscular hypertrophy as well.
Now, what would you say to somebody who says, well, I want to replace this fat with some muscle? Mm-hmm. You know, how do you come at that?
Well, how we explain is that the tissues are completely different. We can't tone. A lot of people will talk about, I just want to tone, I don't want to get any bigger, I just want to tone. So what we need to explain to people is that muscle tissue is completely different from fat. And what we're looking to do is to increase the muscle tissue, and at the same time we're going to be decreasing the fat stores. So we are going to tone essentially, but what's actually happening beneath the surface is we're increasing the size of those muscle fibers, and that in turn we're also going to decrease the fat deposits in our body. And what a lot of people also don't realize is that the more muscle that we carry on ourselves, the more calories that we're burning per day just from walking around and breathing and sleeping. Someone with more muscle mass is going to be burning more calories just because it takes more energy to supply a body that contains more muscle. So as you continue to add muscle onto your body, you're actually going to be helping that fat burning process simply by having a little bit more muscle mass.
It's almost like the rich get richer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the more fit
once you get going, it just keeps coming.
Sure. It's like a cyclist. Like, you know, someone that can cycle 100 miles can burn a lot more calories than someone that can only cycle 10 miles. But you can't do it in a day.
No, you can't do it in a day.
You know, you just can't. You can't do a year's worth of work with 24 hours worth of energy. I say it to people all the time. Mm-hmm. So I really like your take on that. I really like your attitude towards that. Now, these people can't train with you every day, Johnny.
No, absolutely not.
So let's say they're coming seeing you 3 days a week. What do you tell them to do on the other days of the week?
The other days of the week, if they're looking to strength train 4 or 5 days a week, I would definitely suggest that on the days that we're not together, that they do some sort of strength training. If they're going to just commit to the 3 days a week with me, which is what I would suggest to them, is you do the strength training with me. On those off days, we're going to integrate some active rest, probably for a couple days. We never really want to sit around and do nothing all day, although it is nice. Maybe just go out for a walk, go for an extra 10 minutes with the dog, go around with the kids, maybe play some pickup basketball. Just be active on those days that we do rest, and always just keep on top of diet as well. Diet's going to be a great thing. It's going to really contribute and be synergistic with the weight training.
Sure. It's a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle.
You know,
it's something that we live and breathe every day, and it's not something that we need to be necessarily obsessed with, but it's something that we need to be cognizant of each and every day. It's something that we incorporate into our lives, and it's flexible. But it's not something that's meant to be a burden. It's just meant to be a way that we live.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that in a different segment with our other guests when we bring Corey out.
Absolutely.
But you know, we are just very lucky to have you on board. And you know, there it is, folks. You have the answer. You know, Johnny said it best. I'm not going to say it again. But go and try and do this on your own. And if you find that you can't, if you find that you need a push, or if you need direction, or you need guidance, or just a really well-educated spotter, you need to be booking sessions with Johnny. So get down to trijake.com, book them today, book them early, book them often. The man's filling up already. So you guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
Thanks
right?
for having me.
And we'll be right back with Corey Come on. Thank you.